Okay, so in the last video, uh, I started to get into talking about these shadow figures, and I mentioned that. Oh, for anyone who's just joining in here, this is just good old-fashioned ghost story time. So yeah, sit back and enjoy. So we are talking about how this shadow figure is pretty common in paranormal experiences, and if I don't do it, somebody remind me to put up the wiki page, because there's a good wiki page that this at least documents this in an interesting way. This shadow figure. So in the last part, I said that my friend's father and my friend have seen this thing in their house, and in my his father's friend's house. And yeah, this strange shadow figure making appearances. It doesn't seem to be doing anything in particular besides just walking around. That's very odd. Why the hell are they walking around? What are they doing? Why are we encountering them? What are they? Are they a phenomenon of the mind? And if so, how do multiple people see the same thing? And if they aren't a phenomenon of the mind, they aren't just some kind of illusion of our brains, then what are they? Are they some kind of spiritual entity? I don't know. Okay, so on a related subject, that friend and I traveled to a place, and if you live on Long Island, you know where I'm talking about, Mount Misery, Sweet Hollow Road. There is for a background, this place is allegedly one of the most haunted places on Long Island. I don't know about that. It's a hit or a miss for me. I've been there many times with a lot of friends because it's very popular. Most of Long Island, if you're not familiar with it, is just suburbs and suburbs and suburbs. Not many forests, not much of that. But on the north shore of the island, there's more trees. It's very hilly, and there's this very upscale community called, I think it's called Sweet Hollow. But anyway, it's on a road, an area called Mount Misery. The road that goes through it called Sweet Hollow Road, and it's the stuff of legend, urban myth, spooky, uh, not Bloody Mary, but there's this Mary ghost that allegedly is dressed in white and was killed. Mary's grave. These are all just little the demon hounds. These are all like the cliche. What's it called? Myths about this place. So there's all these things, but people go there anyway for ghost hunting. They take photographs, EVPs, etc. And I'll tell you, this was probably the most intense experience I've ever had. And I don't normally accredit much to paranormal experiences being like something you should brag about or just tell people about, except on occasions where you're doing a ghost story. So my friend and I drive to Mount Misery at around 11:30, 12, and we go through this place. It's very hilly, very thick trees, and a lot of decent amount of houses, but they're very spaced out. A lot of property, and we go to this dead end road. At the end of the road, there's a big log. We park our car. We go into this nature trail. It's a park for people to travel through during the daytime. It's cloudy out, so we brought our flashlights. We did not bring our audio recorder, so we didn't have any EVPs or any of that. We brought our flashlights just to check out the place, and it's misty out. It's kind of rainy, misty, and because of that, since we live in a populated area, the clouds reflect the light of the towns, so it kind of makes it pretty bright out for middle of the night. So it's easy to see. We don't really use our flashlights as much unless we want to check out something as we're going along this nature hike. We're going deeper, going deeper. My friend and I are walking side by side down the trail. I'm turning to my friend and saying, "Oh, hey, we're just talking or whatever." As I'm looking at him, I see his eyes just like widen. He stops dead in his tracks, and I'm like, "What the hell is it?" And he said, "I swear I just something leap across the path." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" was it just hallucination, or corner of the eye thing, or I don't know, an animal? And he's like, no, 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 this thing was bigger than an animal. We shine our flashlights, he's freaking me out because I'm looking like, what the hell was that? I'm getting paranoid, and I don't see anything. He doesn't see anything, and he's like, I don't know about this. I'm like, let's just go, let's keep going. Um, so we keep walking, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, and we get to this little clearing, and this whole time he's just been saying, I don't like this place, I got a bad feeling right now about this, and of course I'm just like, oh, whatever, let's just keep going, this is fun, it's exciting, and it is exciting to go ghost hunting, a little bit of a thrill, and we get to this opening, and he's like, oh, let's just listen, so we're just listening. He's like, so what exactly did you, I'm asking, what exactly did you see? And all of a sudden, we hear this strange ping noise. Now, I know, like, maybe half a mile there's a road. Maybe less than half a mile, I don't know, but it's a decent amount, we're pretty thick into the woods. But there may be a highway nearby, maybe the ping came from the highway, I don't know. But it freaks him out, he's like, I don't like this, why the hell is there some strange metallic noise in the middle of the forest? Let's just go. So he turns around, and I'm like, all right, we'll go. We'll leave now. He turns around. Starts going down the path. I start to follow him. He's at a pretty quick pace, and I am walking fast, and I say, okay, let's just get out of here. This is interesting, but maybe better night will be in the future. I turn around, and maybe 10, 20, I'm going to say maybe 20 feet away from me, I see this shadow come up from the path. And mind you, the path is very illuminated by the light. It's bright. You don't need a flashlight to see the path clearly, to see the roots on the ground, to see the grass, and see the dirt. It's all pretty much lit up because of the clouds. And I see this black thing stand out against this, like, gray city light, almost haze that's lighting up the forest. This jet black shadow rise up from the wood, the bushes almost rise up and kind of converge into a figure that's coming up in the path. And at first my stomach just kind of like clenches up. I see this thing, and then it's shaped like a person, and that part freaked me out. But I'm thinking, I'm just seeing this because I just turned around and I must have just seen it accidentally, just from looking quickly and maybe the flashlight. But no, this thing not only moves up from the path and is a figure. The figure starts to move down the path towards us. It actually moved, and when I see this thing moving quickly down the path, my stomach just flipped. It just I've never felt that scared before, and it was just pure instinctual terror, just like, what the hell is that? And I tell him, I just saw something, run. And of course he was already on edge. He bolted, and I bolted after him. We ran, we didn't look back for like a minute or two, and we didn't see anything after that. We left, and nothing else happened. But on the road home, as we were just driving the hell out of there, I was like, what did you see exactly when you saw something jump across the path? And he said, well, it looked like this figure with huge shoulders. And I was like, that's exactly what I saw when the thing came up out of the path. And he's like, no. And it was both exhilarating and terrifying, and it has never happened before. But to this day, that has been my sole justification to go back to this, cliche urban myth area, because I've never seen any of the myths. No ghosts, no demon hounds, none of that. This strange, huge-shouldered, really tall, dark figure moving down the path towards me, and it reminded me of Mothman. Never saw it before, never saw it again. I don't know what to tell you. Was it Mothman? I don't know what the hell that is. But, yeah. So I'll leave you with that story, and I'll make another video. Thanks for listening.